like the intro did a little, or was it me? Did it do a little, like what, huh? Welcome to another episode of One Being Brave. How y'all doing? Y'all good? Are y'all straight? Because I almost forgot about y'all. Child. And how? Because y'all can't fuck y'all family. I love y'all. Let's get the elephant out of the room. I have on two different pair of earrings. Let me tell you. It okay. Let's just get it out the room. And let's just get it out the room. I do. But hey mom, love you. But here's the thing. They match. So okay, so let me tell you before we get started, because we gotta get this out of the way because it's gonna bother me. But it's hey, it's my style. Okay, so um this morning I had on this pair, but then I lost it. I have no clue where it is. And then I was like, oh, okay. So let me put on this pair. And then I lost this pair. Girl, why? Okay, thank you. Because I'm so glad. Child. Okay, welcome to another episode of One Big Brave. How you doing? Y'all good? Y'all straight? Y'all like okay, yeah, yeah. Wait, let's get into it. Let's get into it, best friend. Hold on. I am so grateful that you guys are here. I love all y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in. I just had a V8 energy, so at 11:14. And we're here. All right, so let's get into the house rules. No profanity. Now I didn't say all the words, and y'all ain't heard not one. So y'all can do it too. I don't want to do that too. Exactly. You guys can do it too. We ain't doing it's too it's so many words in the dictionary. And we about to do all those. Okay? Also, no bashing of race, religion, gender. Domo, you're not about to switch up no words. Act like you know how to talk. Y'all been doing this for way too long. All right. No bashing of race, religion, gender, politics, or sexual preferences. Hey, um, we don't do none of that. From one blood he made all the nations. Or sexual preferences. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Okay? But just know over here, okay, because that's one of the rules, but we don't get into that. All your cousins, all you guys are invited to the barbecue. Tell them I sent you. Who gonna check for me? Because who? Is exactly. Who gonna check for me? Okay. Whoa. Oh. Well. Also, this show is called 1 Billion Brave because it represents the 1 billion people of the world that have a disability and or medical condition. Old heads, get on. Because y'all know, newcomers catch on quick. Get you one of us in your circle. Don't get you one of me because I am taken. We're booked to capacity over here. Book and busy. I got, I got enough. Thank you for your time. But I got 5 years of people. And then here's the dope thing. My guest today is going, the tier just keeps raising. And it's just like, whoa. When are you going to stop? Never. My guest today is dope. So the tier just raised even higher. Get you one of us in your circle. I'm telling you, we're top tier. Like, we're super dope. And that's it. That's all. Also, next rule. This is one of the most important. Domo. Okay. This is one of the most important rules. We talk about Jesus Christ. I don't know what they doing over there. They ain't got nothing to do with me. Over here, JC is the way to be. Bars. The King of Kings keeps doing his thing. Oh my God. Jackie, I love you. The King of Kings keeps doing his thing. My God, today. I'm telling you. I know that's my dog. I'm telling you. the Lord of Lords can go to number 4. JC's the way to be bars. I mean, God be sitting high and he be looking low. I know. I was just telling my friend this today. If we are made in his image and I act the way I act, so you mean to tell me I'm a piece like he act like we act like child, my savior is upstairs cracking up. And I child okay, because I love at least y'all know. Last house where I hope y'all get it very quickly. This show is a one in very few shows that has a hostess with a disability. Hi Hope, I love you that interviews guests with disabilities or medical conditions. Old heads. Yep. Newcomers. Lady O. Mother Ava DuVernay. I'm about to see both of y'all. Like, what? I'm about to see both of y'all. Like, Lady O, I'm coming to the house first. We can go to your Garden of Eden, get some tea and crumpets. I have no clue what crumpets are. I hope I'm not allergic. Can we just get some granola? Some green tea, some Arizona green tea and granola. I know you're Lady O. You can talk to the corporate company of Arizona and the corporate company. No. What I need is I need raw regimens granola. Okay? Dr. Naomi Johnson. That's what I need. And then thank you for your time. It's gonna be time to get our locks done at Rockefeller. And me and Mother Ava DuVernay, we're gonna be sitting in chair one. I'm be in chair one, she's gonna be in chair two. And we're gonna be chopping it up. It makes sense. I don't understand. It makes sense in my head. And when it happens, thinking out strangers. That's all I'm saying. I'll be like, Mother DuVernay, you got your, cause I can't. But you're in the. I got what style you getting? Okay, I think I'm gonna get that style, but I'm gonna get it to the right. And she'll be like, you know what? You right. Oh my gosh, it makes sense. And when it happens, cause y'all know. Okay, so as you guys know, this season we're adding a new segment. We want to pay homage to all the awareness ribbons of we want to try to pay homage to all the awareness ribbons. I don't know if you guys know this, but breast cancer is not the only awareness ribbon. I know, shocking, right? That's crazy. Gabe, Gabe want to be on the scene so bad. Gabe, you're going to have your time. Dang. Gabe, can you show us who the or what the awareness ribbon of this month is, please? Being that you want to pop in on the scene with a gay Celine. Get okay, it's all good. We're gonna do it on the end. We're gonna do that at the end of the show, Gabe. I know you're trying to get your life together. There's no ribbon for the ah. Okay, I got. Oh, you know what? There is no ribbon for the month of August, but it's okay though because we still want to pay homage to everybody. We love all y'all, and you know what? You're right. There is no ribbon for the month of August. Okay, that's cool. But here's the thing. Now we're moving on to another thank you. I appreciate that, Lawson. Now I'm moving on to another subject. I want to tell y'all real quick. My spirit is vexed. My whole entire being is vexed because I found something out today or yesterday that I was trying to figure out what is going on with life. So first off, before I say that, my shirt says spicy. What does it say? Spicy barbecue. Yeah, it says spicy barbecue. And let me tell y'all, for those that don't know, I am allergic to barbecue sauce. So this is the closest thing I am getting to some barbecue sauce. And that was why I got it. That was literally why. Hi, Godmom. I love you. That's why. Because I can't have barbecue sauce no more. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get something close to it, close to the heart, close to the heart. Recognizing healed. Okay, girl. Okay, mom, you know your big one. Come on. And we are. What'd I say? Bam. Healed. Okay, so let me tell y'all why I'm vexed. My whole spirit, child. Let me tell y'all why. Why does my skin turn red when it's irritated? You mean to tell me I'm so light that my whole skin turns red? Where's my pigmentation? Why am I that light? Girl, my whole life flashed from my eyes. Yesterday, I was washing my face and I accidentally got some soap, cleanser, whatever it is, in my eye. My whole entire face, my whole entire being turned red. What do you mean? Girl, why are you so light? That your whole entire life turned red. Why your whole entire hi grandma, love you. Why your whole entire being turned red? Girl, where is your pigmentation? I am black. You mean to tell me I'm opaque? You mean to tell girl, I need to go outside. I need to get the pigmentation. Cause ain't no way. Everybody that said I was light skinned was right. Ain't no way. Nope, I don't believe it. Why am I so light? Threw my whole entire life off. Why did I turn red? No. Red fire engine. Girl, you got girl. I'll be back. I'm about to go outside real quick because I need some. I need some color. Child, who? My whole being. Y'all pray. Y'all pray for me. Pray for my strength. Pray for my strength in the Lord. Cause something ain't right. All right, so my next guest. I am super grateful that he is hopping on the scene, gracing the stage. I am very, very, very grateful. Um, we had. I think I met him through a group. But first of all, here's the thing. This is another reason why he's dope. He's a carrot top. I've never met someone like in real life, like in person, that is full blown. I mean, full blown. And his accent is super dope. And then also, in addition to comma, he has a great personality. The tear just higher, higher. I mean, wow. All right, so without further ado, Gabe, can you put Kyle on the scene with a gangster lean, please? What up,
Yo, yo,
though?
yo.
Yo, yo, yo.
All I gotta say is I love the mismatching earrings. I totally think you're making a statement here. Reminds me of that like trend back in the day when we had mismatching
Because
socks.
that's on period.
Yeah, let's do it.
And that's it. What up, though? What up, Tim? Love you. You gave me some motivation because my who cares about all the earrings in the back? That's not what we're talking about. It's the one for this shirt, you
I
know.
like that spicy barbecue.
And there,
Digging.
I got you. I got you on the spicy barbecue. All right, so let's get into it. Can you tell us where you're from and the name of your disability and/or medical condition?
Yeah, so I live in Texas, hence the awesome southern accent, I suppose. And I was diagnosed last year with autism. So I am level one autistic.
Oh, so this is fresh.
Oh yes, very very, very fresh.
Okay, so can you tell us um what got you to this point? Like were there certain things, were there certain clues that kind of led you to you being autistic?
Yeah, so I mean, from a very early age, my parents kind of knew something was up. I was always a little bit different. I was a little bit edgy, all the fun
Yeah.
things. Um, and they tried to get me diagnosed when I was younger because they thought I had autism, but this was like late 90s, early 2000s. They didn't know enough about high functioning autism to
Hmm.
really give me a diagnosis because I was successful in school and I was kind of able to just get through life, even though it was hard.
Right.
Like I was able to manage it. Um, the reason like I started revisiting it was back in 2020, there was this little thing called COVID that went around. And I work in IT, so I was going to the office 5 days a week, go in one Friday in March of 2020, and they're like, okay, for the next 2 weeks, you're gonna go work from home. Have fun. And
Right.
that was the most stressful time of my life
Mm,
because my entire routine got derailed. And if you know anything about autistic people, we like our routine and we like our structure.
yeah.
And when you start messing with that, it doesn't end well. And so while all of my friends were like having a party, like I never have to go to the office again. I get to work from home forever. And I'm over here in the corner freaking out because my entire routine is gone. And so through like conversations with my wife, we were like, you might be autistic. And I was like, yeah, no duh. Like,
Right.
so then it started the long journey of like self-diagnosis. And then once I self-diagnosed, it was even a longer process to get clinically diagnosed because getting diagnosed as an autistic adult is really, really hard.
Yeah. Yeah. What I have learned, because I've had a few guests that are autistic. What I do learn is that you guys are very, very, very keen on structure and order, and when that is off, everybody, that don't work. So with you, I do know that there's different types, there's different levels of autism. So with you, what were some like triggers to show that you had like autism?
Yes, I'm level one autistic, which is the highest functioning level of autism. Biggest thing for me is I've always had a lot of sensory issues. So,
Mm,
loud noises, people touching me, um, bright lights, like a lot of those sensory input things can be too overstimulating. There's also times when it's understimulating and it's just kind of this complicated balance with the sensory overload and underload, I guess is the
right.
answer there. So those are kind of my big ones. Like I taking showers is a struggle for me because I don't like being wet. I just don't like the way that it feels.
Mm,
I don't like being sweaty. And so I don't work out as much as I probably should because I don't like being hot. Like there's just a lot of
yeah.
things like that that are challenging. Those are probably my biggest hurdles. And then you get into kind of like we talked about the structure and routine. You know, if I have an idea of this is how today is going to go, and then I wake up and somebody has canceled or something has changed, that can mess me up for the rest of the day. And it's just
So
complicated.
I want to ask you because so when you say like things mess when things are off, when things don't go your way, what does that look like for you? Meaning, like, how do you cope with it?
It kind of depends on the situation and really like kind of what's going on because there's obviously situations where like at work, I'm just gonna have to push through and deal with it. Like I
Yeah.
can't just walk out on my job. That's
Right.
not exactly an option. And so like sometimes I can push through it and just like tough it out and then I'll
Hmm.
deal with the consequences of having meltdown or having kind of my moment later. And
Right.
I I work with my wife, and she's usually like we've realized that sometimes I just need to be alone. If things
Yeah.
haven't gone well, just let me go be alone for an hour or two. I'll recollect, and then sometimes I can get myself back on track.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. So when you were you're married to your wife. So when you were married to your wife, is that when you found out that you were actually diagnosed as autistic, or was it before?
So I've been married to my wife for almost 10 years.
Oh,
So me and my wife met in 2012. We got married in 2015. We'll celebrate 10 years in November. So that's exciting. She knows more about me than I know about myself. And she ultimately was the
I love
one
that.
she was ultimately the one that like was like, "Hey Kyle, I think you might be autistic." Like, and I
Mm,
kind of already knew that, but I had kind of just passed it off because I had tried to get diagnosed when I was younger, and that didn't go anywhere. Um,
right.
but especially when COVID happened, and she kind of saw how I reacted with all of the structure genes and all of the things that were going on. She was like, "Hey, like," me and her kind of started talking about it, and we're like, "Okay,
Yeah.
you might be autistic. Like, let's look into that. Let's do some research." And basically what I ended up doing was I had a notepad on my phone, and
Mhm.
anytime that I was in a situation where I felt that, not really pressure, but that like something's not quite right, like I could tell that I
Mhm.
was kind of having a bad reaction to it, I would write
Mhm.
it down. And I just started making a list of all the things that kind of triggered me. And after doing that for like 5 or 6 months, I kind of went back through the notepad and I was like, okay, well, that sounds like autism.
Right.
That sounds like autism. Like you start piecing it all together.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, like about 95% sure I have autism. And my wife agreed. And so we were like, okay, let's look at getting diagnosed. Like,
Right.
what does it look like? Because one of the problems with autism, especially from a diagnosis perspective, is it has to be present in childhood. If you
Mm.
don't have autism in childhood, you can't have autism as an adult. And so
Wow.
they had to interview my parents. They had to like it was this long, really drawn out process. I had to meet with like a psychiatrist like 3 different times. They asked me all sorts of questions. Like they asked my parents questions. They asked my wife questions. Like it's not just fill out this 20-question survey. I mean,
Right.
they get
Right.
deep.
Yeah. Because you don't know where it stemmed from. But do you feel like, I'm glad my mom brought up journaling too. Do you feel like the journaling did help?
It did for sure because it kind of gave me an insight of like, okay, what are my triggers?
Right.
What and then it kind of prepared me to be like, okay, well, I know that that's a trigger. How can I avoid that? How can I get away from
Right.
that? How do I make it so I'm not putting myself in that situation? And then I can just avoid the whole autism being autism thing altogether because I don't do that thing.
Right. Exactly.
Very eye opening.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because I do know that a lot of people shy away from journaling because they don't. It's almost like a facing of reality.
Right.
Um, and that a lot of people wouldn't want to face our reality. But I think when it comes to trying to figure out what it is, like what something is off, I think journaling did help. Now, my question to you is, when it came to now we're in a space to where, okay, I know what this issue is. I know what the situation is. Did you learn something now that you have like the accurate information, the accurate diagnosis that you didn't know before?
I feel like I've learned a lot over the last year, like especially with working with my therapist, because that was the
Yeah.
main reason I wanted to get clinically diagnosed because, health insurance won't cover therapy for a condition that you haven't been diagnosed with. And
Right.
so that was kind of like I knew that I needed to do some sort of occupational therapy to kind of get over this crossroads with autism. And so that's why I kind of went after the diagnosis. And I've learned so much about myself and who I am as a person, and have developed my own like coping mechanisms and ways of managing my autism just from my
W-
own lived experience.
Now, did that help you from therapy?
Yeah, so I was working with my therapist, and at the time that I started working with my therapist last summer, at the time I was a video game streamer. And so I was streaming video games a lot, but I was finding myself getting more and more agitated with like the developers
Mm.
of the video games, because a lot of video games now are like seasonal based. And so like every 3 or 4 months, the whole game changes, and they
Oh.
change the map. And because of my autism, I don't like change. I'm the kind of person that I'd rather go play Zelda Ocarina of Time 25 times because I know exactly what I'm going to get versus always having to learn something new. And so I was getting more and more frustrated with gaming. And my therapist was like, hey, you need to find a new outlet because obviously this one is causing you more issues than good. And that was when I mentioned to her, I was like, I saw this guy on TikTok that was making art with Rubik's Cubes. And I said, okay, I want to make art with Rubik's Cubes. And so I went home, I bought 100 cubes, started making some art. And now, almost 9 months later, I own over 3,000 Rubik's Cubes. So I'm a little obsessed.
I mean, wow. Because I was gonna ask because I see in your background, and then underneath your name, right?
Yeah.
Exactly, right
All my
there.
cubes. That's not even like those are just kind of my display cubes. I've got tubs and tubs and tubs of cubes downstairs in my studio where I make my art, build my art. I actually make art for other people. I'm working on a commission right now for a lady out in California, trying to get that one done and shipped out to her. And so it's a lot of fun. Let me see if I can pull up on my phone real quick. I'll
That's
show you
so
one of the pieces that I've made recently.
cool,
I don't know how well it'll come across on the thing, but we're gonna try. Because why not?
Raven. I love you.
Okay,
I think
so
that is so dope.
I don't know how well you can see that, but that is 400 no 500 Rubik's cubes. I made an eye out of 500
How,
Rubik's cubes,
how in the world? How in the world?
and
You
so I've
know
done
what?
that.
I've seen that on TikTok too.
And you mentioned Jesus Christ. I'm a Christian myself.
Let's
Yes,
go.
man, hallelujah. I
Let's
made
go.
the lion and the lamb. So here's a lion with the
Oh
lamb
my
cuddled
gosh.
all up next to it. So I don't know how well y'all can see that, but that's one. That one was also, I think, 500 cubes. I've
Okay, so
done a
let me
lot of
ask
different
you,
pieces.
how long does one take? One project.
It depends. Usually anywhere from like 3 to 6 hours, depending on how big it is.
That's
So I've
it.
done,
I was thinking
yeah.
about days.
No, no, no. So the great thing is, like, before I ever sit down and start building, because of how my brain works with the structure and the not liking change, I already have everything mapped out. I know exactly what color every single cube is going to be. And I literally just have to follow the guide and build it.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so I
yeah.
spend a lot of my time up front making the design. So by the time I sit down with the cubes, it's just executing everything.
Right. So when it came to like starting the whole cube in the cube industry, we're gonna say cube industry. That is that Mario?
That's Mario.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, y'all
That
go out to
is
my
so
YouTube channel. I have a bunch of
cool.
shorts out on my
Yeah, we're,
YouTube of
we're
all of my art.
I'm definitely going to bring that up for sure, and I want people to follow because that's just dope.
Well,
Well,
thanks,
that's
Mario.
that's just so dope. So when you do your cube, when you're in the cube industry, we're gonna say that. Does that
Okay.
keep you like focused because you're doing? I don't even know how it works.
So I started just doing it at my therapist's request, and I ended up realizing the therapeutic value of creating Rubik's Cube art because it's everything an autistic person wants. It's
Mm,
structured. You know exactly what you're getting into when you start. There's not going to be any surprises. Like, it's very routine, very structured. Rubik's Cubes, it's all about a pattern. It's
right.
all
It
about you
is.
turn it a certain way and it does its thing. Like, there's no surprises. And
Yeah.
so I started realizing the therapeutic value for myself. And that was when I started doing Kyle Cubes with my website. But now I'm actually starting to work with occupational therapists and other therapists to make Rubik's Cube art more accessible to other individuals with autism.
Now that is super cool because it does one with occupational therapy. It works so many other aspects of motion. So that's dope. But then
Well,
also that's it. I mean, I never even thought about like a Rubik's cube as a masterpiece. Like my goodness,
so
that's
like
so cool.
this is my metallic Rubik's Cube, and I use it for a bunch of different things. But um,
I've never even seen one.
so yeah, it's just fascinating, like what you can do with a Rubik's Cube when you
No.
start putting your mind to it, especially when you're putting 400, 500 of them together.
At the same
The
time,
level
exactly.
of art that you can make and the detail. And like a lot of people are like, okay, for a therapy perspective, the Rubik's Cube is very good for fine motor because you have to be able
Right.
to move it with your hands, bilateral coordination. Like that's a lot of the therapy goals that a lot of therapists think about for the Rubik's Cube. But it goes so much further than that because it's also cognitive because you have to think
Mm-hmm.
about where the colors are. You have
Mm-hmm.
to think about planning. A lot of autistic people struggle with like sequencing and planning. Like you have to plan things when you do cube art. Like there's so many more therapy goals that you
Right.
can use a single Rubik's Cube for than a lot of people realize.
That is amazing. So I want to ask you. I want to ask you two questions. One is, what is the hardest part about living with your disability or medical condition?
Yeah, and really it's just the unexpected things of life.
Yeah.
I've had people call me and they're like, "Hey, your cousin got into a car accident," or "Your grandparent is in the hospital." Like that could be really hard to deal with for a normal person. Then you start putting autism in there. What's the fastest time I've solved a Rubik's cube? That would be 11 seconds.
Let
11 seconds. That was like 13, 14 years ago. I'm not anywhere near that fast anymore. I'm still under a minute though. I can still do about 50 seconds.
that's still under a minute. Child, it would take me 17 days.
That's what everybody says. They're like, I would take me 17 days and then I would give up. And I'm like,
Right. It
okay.
just be sitting there. I'll ship it to you. Can you finish this, please? And then ship it back. Man, please. Wow. Yeah, that's yeah. Um, I definitely get it can be a struggle sometimes just with living with a medical condition. And then yours is invisible.
Yeah.
So a lot of times people they don't understand that. They think
I
it's
have
not real.
I have a really hard time getting doctors to take it seriously. Because the thing with me is from a very young age, I learned how to mask.
Yeah.
Autistic people, we have to mask in order to fit into this neurotypical world. We're neurodivergent. We're different in so many ways. But in order to
Yeah.
be accepted into society, we have to mask. And I do it so well that I've had people that tell me there's no way you're autistic. You're
Mm,
too normal. And I'm like, yeah, because that's what I let you see.
Right.
If you come to my house when I'm let the mask down, like you could ask my wife. My wife knows for a fact that I'm autistic
Yeah.
because I can't keep up the mask 100% of the time.
No one
So
can.
when I'm at home, I get to be myself.
Right. Exactly.
But I've had
Yeah.
issues with doctors where I've got doctors that don't want to help me with my autism stuff because they're like, well, one, I don't specialize in autism, or two, like they look at me and they're like, well, you seem to be doing just fine. And I'm like, well, yeah, I seem to be doing just fine because I have to do that in order to
I have right.
survive. I have
I
no
have to do this
choice.
right. But I know my body. I know me, and I'm telling you the different situations, the different experiences that I'm dealing with, and I'm coming to you for help. I'm not talking out the side of my neck for no reason. I'm not saying this stuff for no reason.
Mhm. Well, it's
I
like
yeah.
just because I'm not having a meltdown right here in your office right now doesn't mean that I'm not going to have one 4 hours from now. Like, let's be
Exactly.
realistic.
Let's be real. I am here for a short. I mean, a very short period of time. That is so true. Okay,
Well,
so
yeah,
now,
think about doctors. They ship us in, ship us out. I mean, you're lucky if you get 15 minutes with a doctor these
yeah,
days.
very true. But that's why I always say know your stuff first, because if you don't know, I mean, they're. I don't want to say they don't care, but they're on a routine.
Right.
So
If you
they
don't
see
advocate
you.
for yourself, nobody will.
Exactly. If you don't advocate for yourself, somebody will. Okay, so now on the flip side, what is the most rewarding part about living with your condition?
I get to relate to kids that have autism in a way most people can't.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've been approached by parents that have kids that have level 2 or level 3 autism, and they're basically like, "What can I do to help my kid?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Okay, well, let's think about the situation. Like, what's triggering them?" And I get to give that insight to the the parent, be like, "Hey, like maybe try this." Maybe
Yeah.
try it this way. And I've had parents come back to me and they're like, I tried it that way and he responded or they responded so well. Like, thank you so
Right.
much. And
Right.
getting, especially like when it comes to the Rubik's Cube art, like I work with a lot of kids to like teach them how to do the cube art. And I've had parents come to me and they're like, I honestly didn't think my kid was going to like this, but now this activity is the only thing they ever asked for
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
because it understands how their brain works.
And then it's coming from somebody who also gets it.
Exactly.
So I'm coming from experience. I'm not coming from somebody I studied.
That's what a lot of people have said. They're like, this is something that's designed for autistics by an
Right.
autistic.
By an autism.
And
Yeah,
it's
that's
not
very
just
true.
some neurotypical person that came up with this. It's somebody that has been in your shoes and
Exactly.
found a way to get out of it.
Exactly. So Tim asked, "Are there not any treatments? Are there any treatments?"
As far as treatments, I mean, you can go to therapy. I go to occupational therapy. A lot of kids will go to occupational therapy, speech therapy, ABA therapy. Like, there's a lot of
Mhm.
stuff like that. But as far as like medications, not really. I mean, even like ADHD, a lot of kids take medicine for ADHD. There's not
Yeah.
really medicine for autism.
So
It's
it's all about coping
it's all about coping with the condition
with the
and
condition.
finding ways to navigate and get around the roadblock, I guess you could say.
Right. That makes sense. Oh, okay. Yeah, I get that. Thank you for answering that.
No problem.
Um, yeah, so I'm very curious about your Rubik's Cube business. I definitely want to hear a little bit more about it and where can they find it. Um, yeah, I love it. I just think that's just so unique.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you could search Kyle Cubes on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I'm on LinkedIn. Most of the social platforms you can find. YouTube is my main platform. That was the one that I started on first. So if you want to
Hmm.
see like my entire journey since October of last year, then YouTube is where you're gonna find that.
Okay, so question. this is the creative mind in me. So my question to you is, where do you want to take your Rubik's Cube business adventure?
Yeah, so I have a online membership now called Cube Art Academy. And in this membership, I teach adults and kids how to make Rubik's Cube art. And not just
Mhm.
how to make the Rubik's Cube art, but specifically how to use it as a therapy method. So I work with a
Mm.
lot of occupational therapists and other therapy types on using Rubik's Cube art. I'm actually going to a conference in November for occupational therapy and trying to get my name out into the occupational therapy space so that I can help more autistic people. So my goal
Yeah.
ultimately is to create this into a therapy method that is, well known and well rounded, that you can talk to any occupational therapist and they'll know me as the cube art therapist guy.
Yeah, that's so cool. I'm definitely rooting for you in that area because it's needed. And just a simple fact that there is no there's no cure, but there's coping with it. And there are ways to where you can still live in a life of abundance with having a condition that's quote unquote curable.
Right. Well, the
Um,
great thing with the cube art is just how structured it is. Like, I'll come home and I've had a really tough day, and I'm like borderline about to have a meltdown. Like, my wife
yeah,
can tell that I'm on edge, and my wife will be like, "Hey, go in your studio and make cube art for like an hour." And I'll go in there and I'll do cube art for an hour, and then I come out and I'm a completely different person.
yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I am emotionally regulated because I just spent an hour doing something that my
yeah.
brain loves and fully understands.
Construction, right?
It's
That's
structured, it's everything an autistic person wants. So then I come out and I'm all like happy and great. My wife's like, "Wow, like that 1 hour did you well."
right. That's
And
all you needed.
that's all I needed. I need my 1 hour.
That's
And there's been times that I've gotten halfway through a day, something happened, something got canceled, something happened, and I got completely derailed. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm like, okay, the entire day is shot. I go do cube art for an hour, I come out at 2 o'clock, and I'm ready to take on the rest of the
wow.
day.
It's like a reset.
It really is. I mean, it's straight up just like a reset for my brain because it's
Yeah.
letting my brain have that structure and that routine that it needs in order to function, and then I can push myself through the rest of the day.
That's everybody needs a reset. To be honest, you're not the only one.
Factory
Everybody
reset.
just right. Everybody need a reset. Well, Kyle, I appreciate you coming on and gracing the stage. I don't take it lightly. I appreciate it so much. Gabe, could you put where they can find him and follow him and subscribe to him and do all the things? Because there are a lot of people out there that mask their autism because they have to. But you're literally hearing someone that has tried that and it don't work, but they found something that helped them. And I feel like that needs to be first of all, it's well represented because it's somebody that's been there. But then also, other people need to see ways of curing and coping with it. And there's a lot of kids I'm noticing. There's a lot of kids that have autism, but they're not really sure how to help with them. But I think the Rubik's cube thing that's a thing.
Well, and I'll say this: if anybody is interested in like looking more into Rubik's Cube art and possibly using it for themselves or for a family member, I do have a free guide that people can go download for getting started with cube art. Just go to kylecubes.com/guide and
I
you can get
love
that
that.
resource.
How cute. First of all, let's just say this. I need art. I need art on my wall. In addition to this, I need a cube art on my wall because that's very unique, and I love supporting people that um are in my community.
Well, I mean, I
So
am already making one cube art for a lady in California, so I'll just tack yours in on that box and send it your way.
okay, I need to figure out what to make, what you want, what's gonna be made. But I'm so dead serious because I just that's just so unique. I love unique stuff,
Well,
and
you
that
can hit
I
me
feel
up
I just
after the show, and we can
and
talk
you know
about it
it,
some more.
and you know it, and you yes yes. Please tell your wife that I will be bugging you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Out of respect, I will be bugging you. Thank you. Thank you, Gabe, because I just was about to say, can you put that on there? Yes, if everyone needs
GovCube.com/guide.
a free guide on how to start the Rubik's Cube business, how to start, how to code, please. Again, Kyle, thank you so much for gracing the stage. Gabe's gonna put you in the back. Don't log off though. We appreciate you.
Awesome. Thanks for having me out.
Oh, thank
Oh,
you, Gabe.
there's a before you go question.
I said that before the show. What is the most hilarious movie you secretly love?
Most hilarious movie I secretly love. Hmm,
That's a good one.
that's a good one. But it has to be
That's,
hilarious.
I
I will say
know, and I'm
this.
like,
The movie itself is not hilarious, but there's one person that has an amazing role in this movie that makes them amazing. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, and it's the original Aladdin with Robin
ooh,
Williams as the genie. Robin Williams as the genie. I think Will Smith did a really good job in the live
but
action,
Robin
but
Williams,
Robin Williams is something else.
top tier.
Something else. I mean, I've seen what Good Morning Vietnam, and he's got all these other movies that he did. Uh, Will Turning, or I don't even
Yeah,
remember what that was. But there's a bunch of ones that Robin Williams is just a top tier actor, and he
yeah,
was
he
gone
definitely
too
was.
soon.
He
Gone
definitely
too
was.
soon.
I for sure agree. Okay, so my answer is I don't know if it's hilarious. It's funny to me, but Kung Fu Hustle. That is my and yes, it is a karate movie. I secretly love karate movies, y'all. Fun fact.
Yeah.
I love I love me a karate movies. Like I watch all the karate movies. But Kung Fu Hustle, it's a comedic comedy. Wait, it's a comedic karate movie. Okay, that's my answer. Thank you again for gracing the stage.
Thanks for
Now I
having
can
me,
say
guys.
Gabe can put you in the back. Don't log off though. I appreciate you.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yo, I told y'all it just happens that way, you know? My guests are dope. He's super dope. Like, you create a whole Rubik's Cube gallery? Huh? That's wild too. That's great. Thank you, Kai, for gracing the stage. I appreciate it so much. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Thank y'all for commenting. Thank you guys. Thank y'all. All right, so let's get into the church announcement. If you want to be a guest on the show, and you know someone or you know someone that wants to be a guest on the show, holla at me. Let me know what's up. Here's the disclaimer. Do not hit me up if you hurt your elbow, if you ran to the wall, if your eye itch. Go see Raw Regimen and get you an eye corrector. Cause I ain't got nothing to do with me. I need you to have some real life. Thank you, Tim. I need you to have some real life situation. Don't be. You better go to Raw Regimen and get you some stuff. Because over here, we be dealing with some real life stuff, as you can tell. Okay? So if you know someone or you are that someone that wants to be a guest on the show, let me know. Because we in it like swimwear. As you can tell, my guests are top tier. And if you're going to be a part of that, you're going to be raising the tier even high. You feel me? And it's what it is. That's just how we do it over here. Also, next church announcement. Next Tuesday, we are live and in living color. You can't do uh, 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 we are 7 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Mountain Time, 9 p.m. Central Time, and 10 p.m. Eastern. We in there. I mean, I mean, And who knows next week what shirt I'm gonna have on. I may have another shirt that I'm allergic to that I'm gonna wear because I'm allergic to it in real life. Or I may have two other different bear earrings. Who knows? But what I do know is I hope my skin don't turn red. I hope my skin don't turn red because I'm hot. Child, get some color. Y'all pretty much in. Y'all pretty much in. I love y'all. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Thank you guys again for watching. I appreciate everybody. I'm going to say it every single time. Thank you guys so much because y'all could be doing something else. Y'all could be swimming. Y'all could. Y'all, I love. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for seeing what we talking about. I love all y'all. We out, but don't log off. Don't log off. Okay. Don't. Okay. Gay. Get me out here. I love y'all, but don't you do it. Gay.